But yeah, today I'm really going to go over some stuff that I haven't talked about to anyone outside of the office. It's something we've been working on for the past few weeks. It's something we've been doing for a long time, but I haven't necessarily systemized it and I haven't talked about it, written it down, or anything like that, which really is the first step to getting it out there. So I thought this would be a great time to go ahead and start talking about what we're doing from a big picture standpoint. And this will probably turn into a blog post and some other content on our website, which should be cool. So thank you for bearing with me if this is a little rough, but it's the first time I've really talked about it from a bird's eye view.
Cool.
Are we ready to rock and roll,
Yeah,
Keith?
yeah, just 1 second. And I didn't have the
Yeah.
recording on it right at the very first,
Oh,
like 30
no
seconds.
problem.
It's on now, but and there's still
Cool.
some people hopping on. So real quick, if you're just getting on
Yeah.
now, Molly Pittman is on, and she manages basically Facebook ads and their whole entire kind of strategy for Ryan Dice's digital marketer. And they're doing some amazing things. I did a webinar with them a month or two ago for their group, and um, they're just doing some awesome stuff. I mean, and I would say probably on the highest level of anybody out there right now, and always looking at ways to kind of find low hanging fruit, test different strategies, and you're going to see some pretty cool stuff. So as Molly was kind of explaining to you guys that just got on, that she hasn't even revealed any of this stuff to anybody yet. It's just basically within their office. So down the road it'll be a blog post and stuff like that. But so thanks a lot for coming on and kind of giving us this behind the scenes. Pretty cool. So yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead and just kind of.
absolutely. Yeah, and just to give you guys a little background, if you're not familiar with Digital Marketer, we're basically a testing lab. That's how we describe ourselves. So we're able to run tests with media, building conversion funnels, email, SEO, any kind of traffic, really anything in the digital marketing space. We test and tell you guys on our blog, what we found and why we think it's important. So, the stuff I'm going to talk about, this hasn't just been tested in the, online marketing space. We do have businesses and a ton of different markets. So we never come out with something until we test it across a few different businesses, because, you don't want to test in a vacuum. But basically, what I'm going to talk about today is uh, really our Facebook traffic game plan for our funnels. We do funnels a little differently than some people do. I'm sure most of you know what a funnel is. I'm going to actually pull up this PDF in Chrome so you can see it a little bit better. We just had this made last week. It used to look like crap, so great job to to our designer. But what I'm going to talk about is how I use Facebook ads to drive traffic through this funnel. It sounds simple, but it's not your average, Facebook course, right? This isn't all about picking your targeting and your images and your copy. You guys have probably had a lot of great training on those topics, and I'll touch on it a little bit. But this is really the theory behind what we do, and not just how we run traffic into the funnel, but how we're using retargeting and how we're really trying to incorporate our Facebook ads with our email messages, which is something new that we're doing, and it's working really well to indoctrinate new people. So before I get started, I just want to go over this chart to make sure you guys know if I use any terms that you're not familiar with, and the flow of things. So the way that we do our customer value optimization funnels is we start with a product, and a market. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You should pick a market that that there are enough people in to sell something to, and a market that's proven, and a product that they would want to buy. really where I come in here is choosing the traffic source. So today we're going to talk about Facebook ads specifically, but really this method could be applied across any of the traffic channels. So, Facebook ads, Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads, YouTube. We're going to talk about how we're really tying email and Facebook together, SEO, blogging, social media, AdWords. There are other traffic sources also that you guys might be using. So the first step in one of our CDO funnels is going to be the lead magnet. So you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with lead magnets. It's something that you're going to give for free. It's something that's very enticing to the reader. So, for example, here's a lead magnet that we've been running for a long time. Ultimately, with this funnel, we're trying to get people into our continuity program, DM Lab, but we're really targeting bloggers here. So people interested in content marketing, blogging, even a little SEO. That is who this lead magnet is created for. And this lead magnet is ultra specific. It's 212 blog post ideas. And obviously, all you have to do here is give your email address to download this lead magnet for free. So I just wanted to use this funnel as an example so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Some other examples, for in the survival space, we have a free report on. Oh, sorry.
Oh, just real quick, let me point out one thing. The specific thing on this lead magnet, the difference between this and saying something like, 7 ways to create good blogs or 212 tips on blogging.
Right.
Different. This is a list of blog post ideas, so it's basically
Absolutely.
It's more of a resource guide, which makes the opt-in rate a lot higher than a typical ebook would.
Right. Absolutely. And so, for example, for social media, we have 72 headlines that you can download and actually use in your ads, use in your post. So anything that they can use, they freak out.
Yep.
Templates, we have Twitter Legion card templates. So anything that they can download that's almost tangible to them, although it's on the computer, those outperform this state of Facebook ads report. We're seeing almost a 60% conversion rate on this page, which is pretty high. When we would do reports, it would be 20, 30, even lower.
Yep.
Another great example is, and for Survival Life, they do a report on how to turn your urine into pee, which for people in their survival space, that's something that they really want to learn to do. What if they get stuck on the side of the road? So that's what a lead magnet is. We then go to a tripwire, which is a low dollar offer. Ours are usually $7, $10, or $20. We test those price points, but it's something very closely related to the lead magnet. It's something that's actionable, and it's an easy yes. So we find that after they opt in for the lead magnet, if they take the tripwire, they're 10 times more likely to buy something else from us down the road, because they've given us their credit card information, they trust us, and they're able to consume some of our paid information and want more. So for example, here's the page that they would go to after the lead magnet, and this sells them a $7 report on how to get 1,000 subscribers for their blog. I think it's in 30 days. Again, we're giving them very specific information here, how to get 1,000 subscribers, not just 7 ways to grow your blog, 7 ways to generate more leads from your blog. It's how to get 1,000 subscribers. So this is our tripwire. In the survival space, we do a credit card knife. So it's free plus shipping, and they get a knife that looks like a credit card. Weird, but they love it. And CNN actually did a video on our credit card knives. They were the most confiscated device by TSA.
Wow.
I don't know if we should be proud of that, That was pretty interesting. Um, so and of course, if any time along the way, if they say no, we're going to follow up via email. And that's really where I'm going with this presentation, is how we're following up via Facebook and how it's really increased the conversions throughout our funnel. But just to finish this up, after the tripwire, if they say yes, we're going to go to the core product. So this is what we this is going to be what you're really wanting to sell to them. For us, for these funnels, if it's outside of a launch, obviously that's going to be a big product. For these funnels, it's Digital Marketer Lab. It's our continuity program, and it says, hey, you downloaded this $7 report. Do you want 20 other reports? And we call them execution plans because they're actionable. They're not just reports. But do you want 20 other execution plans, complete your collection, and really get the big picture in terms of digital marketing? So that is our core offer here. The execution plans are sitting in your vault. So really speaking to the collection gene that a lot of us have. I have one of them. It's a splintering part of this big picture. Of course, I want to complete my collection. So that's going to be an example of the core product. And then after that, the profit maximizer. This is really where we make the money, and that's going to be a big box product that would really help them go to the next level. So for us, and this is actually this is the right page. It's a big course called Authority ROI, and it's basically step A to Z. Here's how to set up your website, and here's at step Z you have this authority site that's generating revenue for you. So that is our profit maximizer. It's more expensive. It's where we make most of our money. So that's not necessarily what this presentation's about. I just wanted to make sure you guys had a little backstory here. What's really important to me is the follow-up series and the return path. So especially when you're running Facebook ads and you're running to cold traffic, or you're running traffic to people who have hit your website and they haven't, they hit the website, they haven't opted in, they haven't bought, they're new to you. It's great to start running Facebook ads that offer a lead magnet here. So what we'll have set up, and I'll go into this more, are retargeting from our website and our email list and our Facebook pages that really drives people into the front of our funnels. That's pretty typical. A lot of people are doing that. And I'll also go into the best practices for how we do that. But what's really cool about what we've been doing is right here in the follow-up series and right here in the return path. So I'll go ahead and go over this with you guys in terms of what we've been doing with the retargeting. So I have website custom audiences set up. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with that. We have a blog post about it. There's a ton of information online. Basically, you install a pixel onto your website, and Facebook starts to populate a custom audience of people who have hit your entire website. You can also set up different custom audiences of people who have hit specific pages. So for us, for every funnel we set up, I have a checklist now. And my checklist is, Molly, have you set up a website custom audience for the landing page? So for that lead magnet, where they would have hit that 212 blog post page from Facebook, yes, I have an audience populating of people who have hit that page. Okay, awesome. What about the Tripwire sales page? So the page they would have landed on after they opted in for the lead magnet. So I make sure there's a website custom audience set up on that page. There's a website custom audience on the core offer page, profit maximizer page, and the thank you page. So basically, what I've set up are a series of ads that target people along every step of this funnel. So we have an ad, and it's dynamic, right? Because it's people who have hit these web pages. So I don't have to upload email lists every day. I don't have to do anything crazy like this. I set it up once, and it's always running. So in Power Editor, I target people who have hit the landing page and exclude people who have hit the Tripwire sales page. So this ad will run to people who landed on the page but didn't opt in. So that's the first step where they could have fallen off the bandwagon here. We want to get these people back in. We want to take advantage of this traffic we've paid for and see if we can generate a few more leads by simply reminding people, hey, you landed on this. Here's why it's beneficial. And here's a link. Why don't you go ahead and download?
This is let me hop in real quick, just in case. Most of the people on this call will understand what retargeting is and what website custom audiences are, but I know there's a few people that probably don't understand it completely. And she gave a great explanation. But basically, the great thing about this is basically you are creating this invisible list. So if you have 100 visitors visit your blog, then you have now 100 visitors on that audience. Okay. She's showing an example right now. So it's building this list. Now, no, you can't download those, 2,200 or 39,000. You can't download those and export those email lists. Those are Facebook. Those are private to Facebook. But you can now place your posts in front of those people. They're already warmed up. They're pre-framed. What this is doing is it's engineering a process. Like in the real world, you can't just go to a live event or a networking event and shake somebody's hand and try to sell them right on the spot, right? Typically it takes 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 touches. That's what we're
absolutely.
And this is key. This is what you're doing here, and you're not now, because of this. It's not absolutely critical for somebody to opt in. It's more critical for you just to get some kind of good content in front of them to warm them up, knowing that you can advertise to them again for ultra cheap because it's hyper targeted and move them into your sales funnel. And she's going to go into some more real strategic and systematic ways.
And you're so right. Ryan and I talked about this the other day, and he said something really profound to me. He said, whoever sets the most retargeting pixels right now will be successful in 2 years from now, because of course advertising is changing. And I really think the future are these retargeting pixels. So even if you don't, if you don't have a site, if you're just setting your site up, if you don't have traffic yet, go ahead and set these pixels up, because it's only going to help you in the future. You're not losing anything by setting the pixels up.
And the other thing is this is cross mobile. This is cross device capable, unlike traditional retargeting, because it's connected to their Facebook account. Okay, their login. So you can literally run an ad to somebody on mobile, have them opt in or have them watch a video, and then 2 days later, and knowing that they're not going to buy because they have to fill out an order form, but then 2 days later you can have an ad in front of them that takes them to your sales page on their desktop computer, because it's cross device capable. And then another thing that Facebook has recently added, which is really, really new, is video custom audiences. So you can run a video in the news feed that does not take anybody off of Facebook. And there's some stipulations to this because it's kind of a pain. You got to have like 1,000 views in 24 hours, but I've got a thread going back and forth right now with Facebook about it because I'm testing it. But you can now create custom audiences with just video views only, even if they don't even click on anything onto your website. Facebook understands this too.
Right. And really a way to think of it, if you don't have traffic to your website and you're ready to launch a Facebook campaign, this is a way to take advantage of the people that don't act. So this is a way to, okay, I don't have any traffic. I'm about to buy some ads, and I'm going to set these up so that I have these as an asset later and so that I can remind these people. Because really what happens a lot of times, it's not necessarily that people don't want what you're offering. They might not be in the right mindset for it. They might be at work. They might be in the car. They might be on the subway. They might not have their wallet. Their kids might start screaming and they leave the computer. So don't think of this as a way to beg people who didn't want whatever you're offering to buy. This is a way to remind them. And it's incredibly effective. And I just wanted to show you guys, here's some examples. When I say that I set up a website custom audience for every step of the funnel, you'll see here's a funnel that we just ran traffic to, and here was the landing page for that. Here's another landing page. Here are people that purchased the Tripwire for a certain funnel. So I have tons of these set up. Just to give you an example, squeeze page for 212. That's the funnel that I just showed you. So just to allow you to visualize it there. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, real quick, sorry. And then it looks like you got a chat kind of something, a notification popping up on the bottom left. It might be like a text chat. David asked a quick question. We can cover this at the end too about, hey, Keith, can you point us out? Can you point us to how to set up a custom audience in Facebook for us latecomers? So maybe just cover real quick 30 seconds on how to actually create a custom audience, since you kind of had that up already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll go ahead with that. So you would go to audience here in your ads manager, and you would create this audience, and you would do a custom audience. So a lot of you might be familiar with this. You used to go to data file custom audience, or you still do, to upload an email list. So that's where this is housed. But you're going to click on custom audience from your website. So I would have named this, 212 blog post landing page. And then for this, I would have done people who here's where you're going to put in the URL of the page. So I would go to that page and pull this part of the URL here after the root. And then paste that here. For these scenarios, I always do 180 days because that's the longest Facebook's going to allow you to keep the data, which is pretty cool. That's 6 months. I'll show you a few other examples where I do 3 days or 10 days for other reasons. But for this, I would do 180 days. And then we would create the audience. Of course, I already have my pixel set up for this, so it's not going to prompt me to do that. But usually they're going to give you a little snippet of code. All you're going to do is take that snippet of code and put it in the header template of your website. So for example, I don't know if I have anything open right. Okay. Here's one of our websites. If you're using OptimizePress, I can do this, and I'm the least technical person ever. So you would just go into OptimizePress and do analytics and tracking, and put that into the header code. That's ours right there. So just make sure the pixel goes into the header template of your site. It'll be applied to all pages. And you can go ahead and set up an audience for everyone who's visited your site, everyone who's hit a specific page, people who have hit one page and not the other. So it's really cool stuff, guys. It's my favorite Facebook advertising feature. Did that cover it okay?
That was
Keith?
perfect. Yeah, I don't need to go any more in depth on that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, but guys, I set these up for every page, and And then I'll go in and create the ads in Power Editor because Power Editor allows you to exclude an audience. So I'll target people who have hit the landing page, haven't hit the Tripwire page. All of those people will get an ad asking them to download the free content. Then there will be an ad for people who hit the Tripwire sales page but didn't hit the core offer sales page, which means they didn't purchase the Tripwire. I can actually show you an example of two ads that I've run in this particular situation. And all I say on these ads is, did life get in the way? You forgot to take advantage of this deal. Questions, hey, did you forget about this? Not buy this, buy this, buy this. Hey, did life get in the way? Did you forget to take advantage of this? It's really, really effective. This was for the 212 blog post funnel I showed you guys, and this one was for the social media swipe file that I referenced earlier too. So just some simple examples, and something really key to keep in mind that I tested and that made a really big difference. So the ads that they saw for the actual lead magnets, and I can show you guys, I can show you all these so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. So, sorry, you would think our internet would be better than this. That's not the one. Okay, so this is the ad that they saw here. So notice that the ad I'm retargeting them with says something different, want more social traffic, but it looks very similar. Same thing with this one. The ad that they opted into had Ryan's face with this chalkboard sort of feel to it. So they knew it was familiar and it caught their eye again. So keep that in mind. Really maintaining AdSense is what we call it here is very important. But I just wanted to show you guys those examples. But yeah, to finish this part off, then again, I'll run an ad to people who hit the core offer page and didn't hit the profit maximizer page. So this would be, hey, take us up on our core offer. And then this one would be, hit the profit maximizer sales page, didn't hit the thank you page. So this ad would say, hey, did life get in the way? Did you forget to take us up on this profit maximizer? Obviously, I don't say profit maximizer, but enter whatever you were talking to them about. And it's cool because after we started these campaigns, and it sounds so simple, but hardly no one is doing this. Like I will opt in and buy things from other people to see if they're doing this. E-commerce sites are really good about this, but I feel like online businesses are really missing out on this opportunity here with the Facebook website custom audiences. We're basically, what we're able to do is run a ton of traffic to this lead magnet, and even if the initial results suck, we can take what we got on that landing page and move those people through the entire funnel based off of these ads. We're seeing that almost 30% of them will come back through the funnel to some extent, which is very, very cool. And that's taking advantage of a lot of money and leads that other people are leaving on the table.
It's just,
sorry, go ahead.
There's so much. It's just so powerful. It's unbelievable. There's even, Titus is on this call, and he's doing some pretty ninja stuff for us right now too. And just even like one of the steps that sometimes usually gets left out because it's kind of like, you're using the 80-20 principle. You're trying to focus on, converting leads into buyers mostly, right? But even, he's doing some pretty cool stuff where if somebody lands on a landing page and it's a squeeze page type, so we're getting pretty high opt-in rates, but you're still going to get people to bounce off. And so, he's doing kind of intro kind of posts, to kind of get to know You know,
Yeah,
hey, just in case, you know, Travis so and so is, you know, he's worked with doctors, blah blah
right.
blah, and it's just like it's more of people that
Yeah,
actually bounce off, and it's just pure website custom audience play.
yeah. And so that's really the coolest part of this to me that I wanted to share with you guys. And this is really what I haven't talked about to anyone out of the office is the idea of our indoctrination email series. And that's a fancy word for our, you know, hey, you opted in. Here are our series of emails that's going to explain to you who we are, where our information is, why we're cool, and where else you can find us, basically. And this is something, here's our series here. So welcome to Digital Marketers. Here's where to start. Ryan introduces himself. He explains what you can expect from us. He makes sure you whitelist and prioritize our emails. Here are whitelisting instructions. You know, let's get social, Facebook, Twitter. Obviously, all of these can't go into Facebook ads, and we actually have, I think they get, yeah, there are 3 emails in this series that they receive after they opt in. And I was thinking the same exact thing that you guys were, Keith. You know, a lot of these people are seeing our ads totally cold traffic, right? You know, they don't know us from Adam. They think it might be cool. They don't necessarily trust us. You know, we're online marketers. Why would they trust us? I was like, how can we build this trust with these people who are hitting our page and they're really unsure? And I did so through these indoctrination Facebook ads. So basically, what I'm doing now is I'm running 3 different ads which correlate with these 3 different emails. I'm actually running 4 different ads, and I'll show them to you. And the ads, number 1, go to people who have opted into us in the last 7 days. So right now, I'm exporting those from Infusionsoft. It sucks. There's actually this new software that they're working on developing the feature where it could speak to your CRM and create the custom audience, which would be nice. Right now we're doing it manually, but it's definitely worth it. So I'm running an ad to people who have opted into us for the past week or who have hit our website in the past 3 days. So obviously our website includes our landing pages too. And what these ads are doing, and I'm testing a few different versions of these. But what these ads are doing is the exact same thing as what these emails are doing. And really what the emails are doing are trying to get them to our 3 pillar posts on our website, which are basically our 3 best blog posts that, you know, explain the foundation of the company. And if someone is you know, going to consume 3 of our blog posts, these are the best. All of the blog posts have calls to action to opt in. They all have calls to action to tripwires. Really, if you read these 3 blog posts, then you will know Digital Marketer, and I think you'll trust us because I think they're very smart, very well-written pieces of content. So what we're doing is we're running this one. So this is what I just went over with you guys, our CVO model. It's basically our business model. I have this one running, and this is what Ryan calls a gift. And in the email, he says you have a gift coming, and this is the first one. So they get this CVO post. The second one is the email marketing machine. So we're big on email marketing. That's a big play in our business. It's our biggest source of revenue. And, you know, I tell them that here. Email marketing is our biggest source of revenue. We call it the machine. We've outlined our email marketing process below so that you can create one too. Again, building authority with them, trying to get them to consume this information to build trust and interest. And you'll notice on these guys, usually for page post engagement, you'll see that most of them are post likes or shares. Look at how many website clicks. 630 website clicks out of 654 actions. People are really interested in this. They're actually going to the blog posts and reading these. And then our other one is about how we turn Survival Life, from a blog into an authority site. And that's really the hard hitter. That's the last one. That's gift 3 that we send them in the emails. And then, another part of this indoctrination Facebook email is whitelisting. So I wanted to make sure to remind them to whitelist our emails. So this one sort of runs separately to whitelist. I had set it up for website clicks at first, and it didn't do well at all, so I just changed it up for page post engagement like the other ones. But the only point of this one is basically, someone would see this in their newsfeed and think, that's pretty cool that they reminded me of this. And if we can get some people to pull us into their primary inbox, that's awesome. But really the point of this, guys, and what we're finding is if you're able to mirror your emails with your Facebook ads, number one, they're getting the message from 2 different sources. If you read something in your email and you're reminded about it on Facebook, and the same goes for all the retargeting we do, they get emails very similar to the Facebook ads I run. That's very important. Also think about, some people aren't email people, some people aren't Facebook people. This is a way to make sure you're getting your message across in case you're one of those people that has 10,000 unopened emails in your inbox right now. There's a chance we might not get through to you, and that's okay. We can do so through Facebook. So I think the biggest takeaway is how can you use Facebook to really mimic the message that you're trying to get across in email marketing and really in your funnel to follow up, convert these people, remind them is the most important part. This is all about reminding them and showing them, for us too, we're trying to teach people how to do this. So if they see us doing it, that's even better. So that's really all I have. I just wanted to show you guys this new stuff that we're doing and give you an overview of our retargeting, and I hope you guys found it interesting.
Yeah, actually, yeah, big time. I lots of good questions and stuff, and really, really appreciate it. Very cool stuff. That was amazing. So people are loving it. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's taken it to the next level. It's similar to a promoted post retargeting loop strategy that I've been talking about for quite a long time, and it's taken it to the next level. Of really mimicking. If you're building an autoresponder, then you build a Facebook autoresponder. Basically, is what you're doing.
Yeah. And I also wanted to, this idea really stemmed. We have a product called The Machine, and in the group, we have a member who's really cool. His name's Graham, and he mentioned this in a Facebook comment one day, and I was like, oh boy, this is really, really interesting.
Graham's on the webinar, by the way. He says hi.
Graham is everywhere. That's insane. Hi, Graham. But he mentioned this, and I was like, "Oh boy, we've got to hop on. We got to hop on and try this." And I've created the Facebook ads to mimic the emails. Graham sent me some screenshots of what he's doing so that we can use it as proof later. But I can't take full credit for that, and I'm glad Graham's here.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Yep. I said thanks for mentioning. Okay, cool. So we got a couple questions here.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
got time for a couple questions.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've got time.
All right. So let's see here. Okay, here's a good question. With retargeting, is there a perceived stalking issue? Um,
Yes, I definitely think so. It's very important, and I wish I could give you a best practice for this. Um, but basically, what I do is I keep an eye on the frequency of the ads or of the campaign, really, in the ad sets. Make sure you haven't been in their newsfeed 25 times. And make sure, and really all you have to do, these aren't big budget things. We're setting this for $20 a day, $10, $15 a day. So don't scale these like you would a lead gen campaign, right? Your initial traffic boom. Don't do that. This isn't the appropriate time or place for that. So make sure you're keeping it, low budget, and keep an eye on the frequency. If you know, I haven't had any complaints. The only feedback I've had on any of our retargeting is, "Oh my gosh, you guys are everywhere. It makes me want to buy." So just keep an eye on that, and don't set your budget for $200 to retarget people who didn't buy your tripwire, because that would be quite annoying.
Yep, yep. Okay, so and then I've got Chris got a question. He said, from the Facebook ads, do you take them right back to the same page that they abandoned,
Yeah,
or a different
that's a
one?
good that's a good question. I do. So even though this one says watch the video before you use any of the 212 blog post ideas, I take them back to that page because they've been here before. They're familiar with it, and it's definitely best practice to send them back. You don't have to create new pages for this.
Yep, exactly. And then, gosh dang, I'm looking for this post on my site. I can't find it. Darn it. Um, it's a pretty interesting stat from a good book. Jay Bears, actually, I recommend everybody on this. It's a lot of big brand type of stuff, but you can actually take a lot of good nuggets out of it. And it's Jay Bear's recent, best selling book. And he talks a lot about content marketing, and what this does is, gosh, what's the book called? Somebody type it in the chat. What Jay Bear's recent book is called. I'll pull it up on Amazon here in a second. But let's get another question. So, um, let's see. Excited original customer. Okay, so okay, so
Oh, I'm in the questions now.
okay,
Hey,
cool.
Graham. And he made a good point in here too. Oh, I think I covered it a fair bit, but make sure going for when you're going for these indoctrination people. Oh, I also want to show you guys something else. I'll get to that.
And
When you're going for these indoctrination people, make sure. See, I named this DM 3-day site visit. So this is a website custom audience of people who visited the site in the last 3 days. So I wouldn't continue to hit your everyone who's ever hit digitalmarketer.com.
yeah. Okay,
And this
so
will stay fresh, so that's cool.
yeah, exactly. And the crazy thing is we're not going to touch on this in this webinar, but you can start to optimize your bidding by create by pick by not only your website custom audience pick audiences, but also your conversion audiences. So you can literally,
Mhm.
this is a newer feature that you can only do in the Power Editor, but you can start to use Facebook's optimized bidding and optimize your campaigns based on the actions people are taking. So you can optimize based on lead conversions or sales conversions or website, or it's I'm going to be covering this stuff more over the next couple months, but and this is something that you typically I wouldn't recommend doing until you've ran some traffic consistently, because Facebook gets
Hmm.
smarter and smarter and smarter. So not only are you building these website custom audiences and in these conversion audiences, when you're tracking conversions similar to the way you're tracking these website custom audiences, and you can start to adjust your bidding to optimize for those conversions. And Facebook
Right.
Facebook will get smarter and smarter. And it's really powerful. It's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even on a, a more general level, when you're choosing your website conversions for those initial ads, so don't do this for your retargeting. Bid for clicks for retargeting. But when you're wanting to generate leads on that first squeeze page, definitely optimize for conversions. I won't go through this, but I'll pop it in the box. This is a test I ran for Twitter lead gen cards, and I optimized for conversions, and then I bid for clicks. I ran this test on a few different campaigns, and we generated leads for a fifth of the cost, optimizing for conversions, because we told Facebook, hey, don't just send me a crap ton of clicks, right? Send me people who are actually going to opt in for this thing.
Yeah, it's powerful. So yeah, you guys are right. Utility's the book. I found it up on Amazon, but Utility, Youtili. I'll put it in the chat, the Amazon listing. But it's a good book that makes you think. There's a lot of stuff in here, like I said, big brand examples that might not relate, but there's some stuff in there, and there's some statistics in the first couple chapters about the changes in the last 10 years. When I forget the numbers right now, but I talk about it in a video that I did on blog post. I'll paste the blog post on here. It's one I did a while ago about the average. It takes the average consumer, like, depending on how the price of an item, but like anywhere from 5 to 20 touches, when like 6, 7 years ago it used to take like an average of 3 or 4 touches before they made a buying
Hmm.
decision. The
Absolutely.
the amount of time that people have to see something before they make a buying decision today is so much more, because there's so much information. It's so easy for them to just go Google and search it, and that's why doing these indoctrination Facebook ads are so powerful. And the cool thing about it is you're building that invisible list all along the way. So let's see
Absolutely.
here.
Someone asked if the custom audience pixel is different than the Facebook conversion pixel. Absolutely. So the conversion pixel would be the pixel you optimize for leads or sales, and the website custom audience, that's just a one-time code, little snippet of code you're going to put on your site.
Yep, exactly. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Stan has a good question. Can you explain again the difference between what you call a lead magnet and a tripwire?
Absolutely. Excuse me. And there's also, I can pop this in too. I just think it's best, some people need to read things.
And while she's doing that, another good question is, if using lead pages, can you build your Facebook list from both your own website and lead pages? Yes. You can do that. You just have to, it's kind of weird, but
Um, okay, yeah. So a lead magnet and a tripwire, they're very different. The lead magnet is free. You're asking for someone to opt in, give you their email address for the lead magnet. So, for example, the 212 blog posts idea. This is something specific. It's actually a mind map checklist hybrid that someone who, writes content for a website can use to, really think of awesome blog post ideas. So no matter what market you're in, you can download, this mind map checklist for free. It's very specific, so we like to keep them specific because we want to appeal to a certain type of person, right? So if we did 212 digital marketing ideas, it would convert a lot worse because it's very broad. For example, we had a digital marketing toolkit. It didn't do well at all. We still run it sometimes to appeal to people who have hit our website, because we know they're interested in digital marketing. but it's not really specific. So when I run Facebook ads to this, I can target pro blogger, copy blogger, even WordPress or different blogging tools. I can appeal to a certain type of person. For we have a lead magnet, 72 social media headlines. So I'm going to target Mari Smith, Social Media Examiner, Social Media Today, people who are really into organic social media, and they can download this checklist, copy and paste our headlines, fill in the keywords so that it's applicable to whatever their market is, and use those. So that's what a lead magnet is. It's a very specific little chunk of information that can be consumed, quickly. It's not an hour-long video. It's not a 20-page report. It's not a state of digital marketing. It's a specific, consumable, free piece of content that they subscribe for. The Tripwire is paid. It's a low-dollar offer. Ours are usually $7. And the Tripwire really takes it to the next level. So for example, this Tripwire for this funnel is a $7 execution plan. Basically, we call them checklists on steroids. We show you how to do this specific thing. And what this specific thing is generate 1,000 subscribers from your blog in 30 days. So it's a low-dollar offer that if they opted in here for the 212 blog post ideas, of course they're going to be interested in the 1,000 subscribers, but there's a very low barrier to entry. It's just $7. And hey, you can even refund this $7 if you want. We're very transparent about this. It's low barrier. And like I said, we find that people are 10 times more likely to buy again from us after they take the Tripwire, because they've already given us their credit card information. They're comfortable. They've consumed a piece of our paid content, and they're like, oh, these guys actually know what they're talking about. I want more. So, this is a little piece of this. And then, of course, this execution plan is a little piece of all of the other ones that we have. So that's how it sort of all pieces together.
Cool. Okay, so somebody else asked a question about that along the same lines. Seth said, do you always need a lead magnet? I've heard if you have an irresistible offer for the Tripwire, then you can skip the lead magnet. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a test. It depends on your market. In the survival space, we're able to run ads directly to the credit card knife. Number one, because it's a physical product, and number two, because people just really like it in that market. So it's always worth a test. Sometimes I'll do a Facebook offer that does a flash sale, and one of our execution plans will be on sale, so I'll be sending them directly to the Tripwire. But really, to cold media, it just doesn't work, because it's like asking to move in together before you go on your first date. Cold traffic just doesn't work that way. But test it.
Cool. Okay, so I've got another pretty good question here. Let's see here. Durrell. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, can Molly explain how she was able to lower her costs and increase conversions with the Twitter card ad? I'm not sure exactly what she meant.
I think I mentioned that as an example of one of our lead magnets. I don't know if I can find it right now. Oh, that was the blog post. I can definitely pull that up. And I sent it to all of you guys in the chat box if you want to read and study it a little bit. It's back here. But basically, what I explain in that blog post is a campaign that I ran that was going right to the landing page. And I wasn't using Twitter lead gen cards. They were Twitter lead gen card templates. And then I was targeting people who who are interested in advertising on Twitter. But basically, what happened was I optimized one campaign for clicks. So, when you go to set up an ad and it says, what's your objective? Website clicks, conversions, video, they've got all kinds of stuff in there now. And I ran website conversions, optimizing for that, which would mean a lead. So I put the pixel on the page they would land on after they opted in. And I ran another campaign for clicks. And I found that we were able to generate leads at a fifth of the cost by optimizing for conversions. And it's really because you're telling Facebook what you want. And I ran this across a few different mediums, and I saw significant difference with conversions. I mean, even I don't mind to show you guys in here again. Almost all of the campaigns that I'm running to cold traffic, I optimize for conversions. So you can see, this social swipe file. We've generated almost 32,000 leads from that campaign, 212 blog post ideas. That was the one I was using as an example. You can see conversions, 24,000. So just a great way to tell Facebook what you want. It could be applicable for a webinar. So here's a perpetual webinar we run, the pixels on the thank you page after they would have signed up for the webinar, and I'm optimizing for those signups.
Cool. Okay, let's see here. Also real quick before I forget, I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, guys. Not for members, only for anybody, but it's with Ryan Levesque, and I just put the link in there. I met him through the Perry Marshall group. He's just a badass. He's responsible for, like, I forget what the numbers are, but it's like, I can't remember now, millions of, you click on the link to see, but it's pretty powerful. He's got the largest golf, he runs some big funnels, biggest golf info company in the industry, tennis and some other stuff. So check that out, definitely. Let's see here. And yeah, Graham, he has survey funnel formula. It's excellent. It's unreal. I've already put it to use. A lot of you guys have probably went through my survey I just recently sent out lately, and that was all just the beginning of what I'm learning from Ryan. So super excited about that. But David, okay, recording. Yeah, give it a couple days. We'll have the recording out. Starting to think if there's any other major questions. Lead pages. No, I think we've kind of answered everything pretty good, Molly. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned beginning of the call that you might have a little bonus for folks that came on.
Yeah, guys, this is an offer that's not open right now, but I have this backdoor link, and I don't know why I can't make Google Tag Manager go away. But we do have Digital Marketer Lab, like I talked about, a collection of all of these sort of checklists on steroids. So if you're interested, it's usually $38.60 a month, but I have a link for a $1 trial. There's also a Facebook group where I'm active, Ryan's in there, Richard, our president. Anyways, not a pitch at all, just wanted to let you guys know where you can find more from us if you're interested. And really appreciate your attention.
Yeah, you can put the link in there too if you want in the chat.
Absolutely. I will do that right now.
And then let's see here. I think we might have. There was another question I wanted
to. Yeah, absolutely.
No, not that one. Oh yeah, that was funny earlier. It's pretty easy to turn urine into pee.
Right. I meant water.
She meant drinkable water.
Sorry, guys. It's people who want to turn their urine into drinking water.
Okay, back to the page. Yeah, I think we got most of the questions answered.
Alrighty.
Cool. And once again, I appreciate it, guys. Go check that out. It's a ton of value. over there at Digital Marketer. So hope it was helpful, and I'll have the recording up in the next day or so, and we will talk to you all soon. And once again, thanks a
Yeah.
lot. Appreciate it, Molly. Have a good week.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Keith.
Yep. Bye.